home. Bucks win it. Bucks win it tonight. Late game. Bucks after dark. Come on in the room. 108, 105. The Bucks get the dub in the desert over the Phoenix Suns. Good to see the Bucks back in the win column. Good to see you guys here tonight. This morning, if I will, is 12:45 in the morning, Sunday morning. It was early one morning. That's what they say. As the good books say. Come on in the room. Doc, it's our doctor. That's how it gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Creeps across the group.
Justin.
Yeah. Just me and Justin in the building tonight. Chris King is traveling, or at least he's off in Florida, I believe. So no Chris King tonight. JT, he's somewhere asleep or doing whatever he's doing. So he the Unk. So Unk got to get to bed. But if you're with us tonight, come on in the room. We'll talk to you on the Twitter. We'll talk to you in the chat as well. Won't be long. We won't hold you long tonight. But we are in the building. Alex Barr says, well, at least I stayed up to watch good basketball. There you go. You saw a good basketball game this evening. You saw a good basketball game. And that's all you can ask for with these Milwaukee Bucks. They come out, they play hard, and they get a win over. This is a bad loss for Phoenix Suns. Make no doubt about it. These are Phoenix Suns team that lost. I believe they lost 4 games in a row. Bucks came into this game losers of, I believe, 6 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So both teams looking for a win. No Giannis tonight, no Bobby Portis tonight, no KPJ tonight. And then, of course, you hear that that Kyle Kuzma during the game messes up his Achilles, had some Achilles issues. And so I'm assuming that he will be out for maybe some time if he has an Achilles problem. So that might have been the last game you saw of Kyle Kuzma this year. But the Bucks play hard. They go out and they get a win, 108-105. Again, we still root for wins over here. Ain't none of that tanking stuff. We still root for wins over here at the Cream City Crossover. So come on in the room, and let's talk about it as the Bucks get a dub. Let's do a game recap. And again, won't be here for too long. How about the game of Ryan Rollins tonight? How about Ryan Rollins? 26, 10 boards, 7 assists, 3 steals, 10 of 19 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, was 3 of 6 from the free throw line, 3 turnovers, plus 6 on the night. I thought Rollins, again, after the first quarter, Ryan Rollins was, it was as good a game as you'll see from a guy not named Giannis or Chris Middleton in the last few years from the Milwaukee Bucks. He was great. I thought just tremendous effort throughout the game. I thought defensively had a lot of effort, a lot of fire. He rebounded the ball well. Again, my guard, Sims had 11 rebounds. Ryan Rollins had 10. I got everybody else. Can't nobody get a rebound. Rollins was crashing the boards. He was making plays. He literally did everything for this basketball team tonight, including scored a basketball late in the game, got to the rim, just found ways to finish this game out. So what a night from Ryan Rollins it was. And another guy I say what a night too, Ousmane Dieng. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. 5-11 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. 2 turnovers, -2. I'm telling you, there's so much to like about Oos, man. There's so much to like about Oos. And, again, the biggest thing of the night wasn't the 11 points. It was shutting down Devin Booker. 14 points from Booker, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 of 17 from the field. And, again, I give Kuzma a shout-out. He had 20 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3. Kuzma was excellent. Kuzma was excellent tonight and didn't play. He was out basically midway through the third quarter, right? So Kuzma, who only plays a little over half, scores the ball well. He defended Booker great in the first half. And then Jane picked up the slack. Once Kuz went out with the injury, Jane came right in. And again, he was a problem for Devin Booker. And I don't know what Devin Booker will say in his post-game press or whatever, but he really should be clapping it up and saying, wow, that kid stifled me. That kid had me in jail. That kid had me on Rikers. That kid had me out here like I was R. Kelly, like I was P. Diddy, like I was in jail. Anyway, I was in jail. I was a felon. I was a convict, Akon up in here. That's what happened to Devin Booker. Devin Booker couldn't move. He was in a straitjacket. They got him confined to his house like he Wendy Williams. Like he Britney Spears. You can't do nothing out there, D-Book. Nothing. And Eddie John can't stand Eddie Johns. I listen to him all the time in the NBA. He always, hey, that Book guy, he'll find a way. The Bucks are trying to make him a facility. He'll figure it out. No, he didn't. He didn't figure out nothing. Usman Jang had that boy in chains. I mean, it was it was like he was on the chain gang. Slavery times. Had him tied up. He ain't had nothing he could do. What nothing he could do? I'm just telling you what nothing he could do. Usman
Thank God it's March.
It's late, man. It's middle of the night. Anybody hearing me do this? Oos locked him up, man. Give a lot of shout out to Oos. Torian Prince, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist tonight. Miles Turner, 7 points, 3 rebounds. An abysmal. He did have 2 blocks, 1 steal. He was 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2. I just don't know what he does, man. I will say, though, he did play a lot down the stretch, but I was surprised. He played a lot in that fourth. Go ahead.
How many rebounds you say he had again?
3.
Okay.
3 rebounds. He played a lot down the stretch. Did have 20 minutes. I was surprised that Doc had him playing late in the game. He basically played the last 7-8 minutes of the fourth quarter until I believe that right at the end he put Sims back in for a defensive possession. But I was surprised Turner finished that game. But to his credit, he had a big 3-pointer that went in the corner, and then to his credit, on that last play where Oos was on Jang, where Oos was on Book, he did come up and play some good help defense. I think he helped to alter that shot as well on the last Booker miss. So I'll give him some credit for that. But again, for large stretches of the game, the 20 minutes that he played, just a non-factor. Just an absolute non-factor. AJ Green tonight, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. Again, he ran around out there, hit a couple threes. I mean, that's all we can expect from AJ Green right now. Jericho Sims, I thought was a monster on the boards, man. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists tonight. Only had 1 turnover. He was a +5. I thought, again, if you watch this game start to finish, and those people saying they just thought that Clayton says he only got to watch the first half and the last 2 minutes, but Sims was dominant on the glass. And if you watch this game, Bucks went off and they were down 9-2 to start or whatever it was. And now it was, they start off couldn't do anything offensively. I thought that starting group was abysmal, didn't really care. And the game changed once the bench came in. The game changed once Sims came in for Miles Turner. And it changed again in the third quarter too. So I thought the first quarter starters were abysmal. I thought Miles Turner was a problem. I thought the third quarter, Phoenix came out, did the exact same thing. Starters were a problem. And the first sub was Jericho Sims for Miles Turner. And I thought Sims started everything. I thought Sims started things with his hustle, with his tenacity. How many offensive rebounds did he have? Let me see. Sims had,
You said he had 5 rebounds. I believe the brother had 11.
11 rebounds. 11 rebounds. That's AJ Green had 5. 11 rebounds. Jericho Sims had 8 offensive rebounds tonight. 8 offensive rebounds for Jericho Sims. So what? I mean, that was. I mean, and I could point to a couple times where it was offensive rebound, kick out to Kuz for a 3. Offensive rebound, kick out to Rollins for a 3. I mean, hey, Jarek, those second chance points are huge, man. Cam Thomas, 7 points tonight. He was 2 of 5 from the field. Not a game to remember from Cam Thomas, but I thought the couple buckets that he had were influential. They were good buckets. Pete Nance, another guy, right place, right time, all the time. 5 points, 5 boards, 3 assists from him, 1 block. Had a big 3 in the fourth as well. And how about Gary Trent Jr.? How about GTJ with a redemption story? 11 points, 1 rebound tonight, 4 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. So good stuff from him. And then on the other side, you had Jalen Green, 24 points. Goodwin with 11, 7, and 4. Iguodaro with 12 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. Devin Booker, that's the big number right there. 14, 4, and 7. 2 steals. Bucks did a great job on Devin Booker. 4 of 17 from the field. Really good job on Book. Gillespie had some good moments, really, in the first half. Second half, he was very quiet, 18 and 4. Ryan Dunn was decent tonight, 12 and 8. Fleming had 8 points. And Jemaray Bouye had 4 points, 2 assists. Took a hard fall from trying to get a rebound in the first half. Only 8 minutes for him. But again, I'll say this before I let you go, Justin. I mean, I listen. Wins don't matter anymore. You're not gonna make the play-in. You're not gonna make the playoffs. There's nothing about this that's gone well this season. It's not a season to remember. You're waiting on the lottery and waiting on the ping pong balls to see what happens. So what I want to see from now on I want to see guys come out that you're playing for contracts. You're playing for what is your future. And I want to see those guys, those young guys, Rollins, Jericho Sims, Oos, AJ Green, even. Like, I want to see those guys play well and play themselves into respectability moving forward. But also, I just want to see effort, man. I want to see guys not come out and lay down and die like they did against Utah, a Utah team that had played the night before, and they were so hampered with injuries. They played a guy 48 minutes. Utah played a guy 48 minutes, a no-name guy I never heard of, played 48 minutes, and you just let that. Your effort was non-existent. So today was much different. And again, if they had lost the game, I would have been fine with it. Again, I'm not here to. Wins, losses don't matter to me anymore. Go out there, play hard, and see the results. And again, it was really good to see Ryan Rollins close that game out down the stretch, and Usman close it out defensively. So again, I was impressed with the Bucks tonight. Say what you want. I know season's lost. Oh, they lost the tank. This isn't good for the tank, man. The Bucks weren't going to lose 20 games in a row. I'm sorry to tell. I know they suck. They're not going to lose 20 games in a row. So yes, they will. They won tonight. They have a few more. I promise you. I can assure you they have a few more wins left in them, and you'll be sorely disappointed when they do get those wins. But tonight was a good win over a quality team, and the Suns were 100% looking for a win. They didn't find it over the Milwaukee Bucks. That's what I saw. Justin, what'd you see?
In the words of JT, a whole lot of what you saw. I think Doc Rivers saw a whole lot of what you saw too. But real quick, before we get into it, what's it? Trey Crosby Stan? Is that the young guy from Nebraska? Saw your comment. Just before we get into this Buck stuff, salute to you. Your Cornhuskers found a way to husk up a win against my mighty Troy Trojans. But not only that, you beat Vandy tonight, so enjoy the Sweet 16. You're not going to hear any shade from me on it. Congrats, enjoy the win as well. That's the only thing I got on college basketball tonight, Trey, because we gotta acknowledge when we're wrong. We did. There's a lot of people in this world who won't keep it 100 and say when they were off and then when they were wrong. That ain't here on the Cream City crossover. So let's get to the player of the game, because basically Doc Rivers just basically said a lot of same stuff you said. So I really look. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. Who said?
Go ahead. What you gonna say?
I gonna say might as well let you coach. You see the same stuff. I'm just saying. But it's one thing that probably gets your blood going a little bit. So Oos talked about he's a player of the game. Talked about our pride stepped up. We couldn't lose a game like that. We can't come out flat like that with no effort like we did in Utah. Then they asked him again about, how it is losing. And he's repeated basically the same thing. So those veterans in that locker room, the younger guys, everybody kind of, that was a bad one in Utah. And JT mentioned in our group chat, we've lost a multitude of games by 20 plus points. I think was it 20 or something like that? It's crazy. Doc Rivers talked about the stops and scores, the clutch shots at the end. He thought it was a complete team effort. Thought, in the words of Trey Crosby III, thought Kuz was absolutely amazing in the first half. Rollins was super consistent. Oos's defensive awareness on Devin Booker is what won this basketball game for us. And he also forced a shot and he was fouled on it, made it in, wasn't called. Doc, make sure he pulled that out. Said Sims and Miles rebounded the ball well. I think that might be. He said Miles.
With Miles, he rebounded. He had 3 rebounds. What did he rebound well? He must have been Rollins. I
think he meant Rollins. Maybe Miles was boxing out today. I don't know. Execution after the timeout was great. Getting GTJ on the wide open 3, great play. And he talked about and this was you and you and the homie Chris King last year. Talk about what were they? Fake rebounds,
Yeah.
something like that. Jericho Sims doesn't have those.
No, he don't.
And if you listen to the Suns broadcast, so if you listen to the Bucks broadcast, Marcus talks about how Jericho goes into rebounds and missed shots with his hands up in the air, and that's the way he's able to get some of those rebounds because he's already ready while other guys are trying to get ready to jump up and stuff like that. Then the audio was cut; they were kind of pulling from the TV, so maybe we could put it up on the TV from now on, and I put the subtitles on. And I don't know if I can write that fast, I'm an unk, so I probably should have been in bed 5 hours ago, but we rocking with y'all Bucks fans. So I saw a lot of that stuff tonight, man. I saw Gary Trent Jr. Just this is why you kind of wonder, should he have been put back in this lineup a little bit earlier when we still had a shot for playing and stuff like that? Because there's a lot of things that Gary does that AJ cannot do. And I think it's getting to the paint and creating a shot. I know we saw AJ tried a little bit of ball handling stuff tonight. Didn't really go well. Big thing on the broadcast to me, and God, I mean, we could have had this dude out there. We'd probably be going crazy, but they had Frank Kaminsky on the broadcast. He's a Phoenix Suns. I don't know if he's play-by-play. He's something like that. They're kind of get Frank to take into that role. Talked a lot about just how well the Suns are playing and stuff like that. But when Frank got on that broadcast, that's when Kuzma went crazy. So Marcus and Lisa were getting a little bit of slack of how we need to keep him around.
Wait, who was on the broadcast?
Frank Kaminsky.
On the Bucks broadcast?
On the Bucks, because he's a Suns broadcaster, podcaster. Talked a lot about his tournament runs and stuff like that. I mean, Frank Kaminsky is probably, and it has no bearing on his regular season thing. He got to be top 5 players in the last 20, 30 years of college basketball. Just an amazing junior and senior season. Didn't really translate to the NBA that well, but it's all good.
Clayton know what I'm about to say. Go ahead. Clayton know what I'm about to say.
What you about to say?
Go ahead. I some shout out to Sean Marion. Sean Marion was on the damn Phoenix Suns broadcast, and my God, dog, I don't know what they did on the Bucks broadcast. Sean Marion was taking up half the damn screen. I'm like, I can hear him, man. I don't need to see Sean Marion talk. And I'm telling you, so you say Frank, you say when Frank got on, right? Well, they must have did it at the same time. Because you said when Frank got on, that's when Kuz go. Sean Marion got on, and that's when Kuz went crazy. Kuz was going crazy, and I don't know if they were paying attention to the game at all. There was 6 minutes of they were just talking. Sean Marion just talking about I would have had 20 rebounds if I played today. I'd average 20 rebounds. Shut up, man. You wouldn't average no damn 20 rebounds. Sorry. I'm just like, hey, I couldn't even enjoy Kuz balling because I got Sean Marion telling me he gonna average 20 rebounds a game. And I would have done all the dirty work. But shut your ass up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So Lisa actually was calling the basketball game at the same time, like keeping the
they quit. They
quit.
They quit.
Lisa is, Lisa, she may have some flaws and some things that gets on people's nerves, but consummate professional, does a great job on collegiate basketball as well, men's and women's. I'm a big Lisa Byington fan. I'm probably like in the minority in Milwaukee. That's okay. We got one more game left to make a decision on Pete Nance. So I don't know what we're gonna do about that. I think the writing might be on the wall for our guy Ajax.
Ajax.
Yeah, might be Ajax. Still gotta get that stuff out to whoever wanted and stuff like that. So, and then lastly, man, it was pretty cool seeing the
That's vintage. That's vintage stuff now. That's a throwback.
Yeah, it's
all Ajax stuff gonna be throwback.
But I just thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if the Phoenix Suns broadcast showed it, but Jackson Chirio, World Baseball Classic champion from the Venezuelan team. Pride of the Milwaukee Brewers was at the ball game tonight. So I know there's probably a lot of people that are still kind of hungover watching a lot of that minor league, major league camp stuff as spring training is winding down. You see my jerseys have changed behind me due to that. And it was cool to see Jack at the game, man. He's a good ball player, man. And I'm just excited, man. It's a great time to be from Milwaukee, man. We got baseball coming up. We ain't got nothing else. We got baseball.
Yeah, nothing else. Got baseball. But again, man, I agree with everything you say, Doc. Doc agree with everything but the Miles Turner comment. But again, it was good to see. It's just good to see the Bucks come out and compete, man. Good to see the Bucks come out to compete. And again, we talk about it all the time about the two guys that, and you again, I don't think Kuz's gonna be a part of this team, this organization moving forward. So I'll talk about the guys that I think are gonna be a part of. Well, one, I'll say this on Pete Nance. I think you got to find a way to make sure Pete Nance is here. Give him a contract. I give him one of those like low budget Rollins kind of contract. Give him, yeah, I'd sign him for 3 years, something real small, and give him a 3-year deal with a player option year 3.5 mil a year, and let's see what happens with him. Because at the end of the day, Pete Nance can hit the 3 ball, and he can space the floor, hit the 3 ball, and he's where he needs to be at all times. I think he's where he needs to be. And again, he's like that, not to the same point as Gary Harris, but all else fails, I know I can put you in, and I know you're not going to screw up. You're not going to be the reason we can't get nothing done. And I think again, we can space the floor like that. Good things happen with Pete Nance. I was happy with him.
Can I say one quick
Yeah,
Pete
of
Nance
course.
thing from that game? I forgot, man. Pete Nance, you just mentioned it, and we've talked a lot of time about how guys during this basketball season, everyone from top to bottom on this roster has made low basketball IQ plays. At the end of that basketball game, when he got that rebound and he dribbled that ball across half court, that was a very high IQ basketball play by Pete Nance. Yeah, I see all the Lisa.
I look at Lisa Steeler face and counting down the days. I don't have to hear body bucket and one ever again, man. Oh man, I'm shit, man.
Body bucket and one was great when Rollins got that one at the end of the game, though. I mean, it's all right.
I'm sure, man. When she gets the high pitch going during key moments, I know she was. I'm sure she was psyched to hear. But I still can't remember that. Cam, I am jumping Jericho. She be killing me with those. But
I don't think she's going anywhere though, bro. I think she's here for the duration.
Why?
We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah. Jericho though, I thought again, another guy, again, I like his game, but going back to Oos and Ryan Rollins, man, Oos has so much potential to grow, offensive, defense. I think he gets strong. He's got to make better decisions. I thought, and they mentioned it on the broadcast, Oos had a great pass to Rollins wasn't able to get it, but it was a great pass from almost, he was I believe he was on the kind of up about a mid-court line, and Rollins was cutting, and I think Rollins need to look back a little bit quicker, and so it got away from him. But it was a great pass. Would have been a wide open layup late in the fourth quarter. But again, the what you've seen from Ryan Rollins, consistency, and he had 2 months where he was 4 or 5 turnovers every night, which was rough. He started the season on a tear. And it looks like, he's hopefully going to end the season on a tear as well. Again, the 26, 10, and 7. And I just think the thing I like about Rollins, and I always talk about it, what I love most about his game is, I like, I will say this, them Detroit people crazy. Detroit people crazy. And I like the edge he brings. That what up, though? That Detroit, when that comes, he plays with an edge. And when you talk about, like, we talk all this time, Justin, about dogs. This team don't have enough dogs. And Ryan Rollins, to me, is a guy that, like, if you had a team full of dogs, he would fit right in with the dog mentality because he's going after loose balls. He's fighting and hustling. He's on the ground. He don't mind getting in your face. That's what I like more than anything. It's one thing to be able to score and rebound, but when you're a nice guy, you got to be ready to get down and dirty, and I think Rollins embodies a lot of that, and so I think that to me is his best quality. I mean, outside of hitting shots and playing good defense, but I'm talking about just that irredeemable quality of when the going gets to, like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm ready to dive on the floor for a loose ball. I'm ready to what my man say in Detroit. I'm biting kneecaps. Whatever you got to do. That's why I know you're like, but that's why those are the things I like about Ryan Rollins, and I'm hoping, of course, he can bring that to next year's team as well. Again, his natural position, I think, is the 2. you either got to get a point guard in, or whether it's KPJ or whatever. But those guys got to play well together. However you want to do it for the point guard situation. Rollins has to be your 2. I think AJ Green's got to come off the bench. I know people like him, but for me, for this team to be the team it needs to be, Rollins has got to be cemented in that number 2 in that 2 spot. And I think that's going to open up a lot of doors for the Milwaukee Bucks moving forward.
I'd pump your brakes on him starting at the 2 guard. It depends on what we get in this draft, though. We
Sure.
get one of these blue chip 2 guard guys, and Rollins may have to. But the thing I like about Rollins is he's developing, right? That step back 3-pointer that he's hitting, and he hit
Love
one
it.
to start the second half
Yep.
over their big. It wasn't Iguodala from the Marquette or anything like that, but I mean, he's just a great basketball player. You have the what up though, the dog and stuff like that. We got our Midwest lingo too. And Ryan Rollins definitely ain't no hoe.
No.
That brother is there. He's ready to hoop. And if you want to take it outside, I believe he'll take it outside. Don't let the lights give. Oh, we ain't in AKs. Hold on, let me chill out. No, but hey, I love it. And I loved everything you said about Oos too, man. In terms of the great Michael Jordan, cylinders, the roof, he is a guy that could be a mainstay, and I'm going to say it, some of y'all not going to agree with it, with Antetokounmpo in this future of this team. I could see him and Rollins insert said draft pick here, and we get someone else, develop with Giannis, and take a lot of that load off of him, and he won't have to carry the load as much as he wants to. That's a borderline pause, but we good.
I don't know if it was borderline, but I think he was on the line.
He was on the line.
Yeah, he was on the line.
But he's just gonna get better, man. And I agree with you, AJ. Regardless if we get a starting 2 guard or whatever the case may be, AJ has to go to the bench, man. I think AJ, and when he's hot and he's hitting those shots, he can stay in the basketball game. But when you're not, even the defense, I saw Gary Trent Jr. playing better defense than AJ today. And, so it's just tough. And I really like AJ Green, and I want him to develop. He may be hitting that big contract wall right now. But the thing about AJ Green, he's a lot like Ryan Rollins, where he'll get in that gym all off season and he'll work hard.
Who's not in game. He reminds me of size wise, and a guy who was in Milwaukee, who we let him get away. I'm not gonna say let him get away. He didn't play like he should have played here, but he left and got much better. Tobias Harris.
Oh,
that's Tobias Harris 6'8", Oos is somewhere between 6'9", 6'10", or whatever. And again, you can tell when Tobias was in Milwaukee, he had his game was real raw. You could see some talent there, but it just didn't match the timelines of where he was at, and when the Bucks team was trying to send, didn't seem to match, and so we ended up getting rid of him. And Tobias Harris ended up being a real good pro. And I don't know what Oos's ceiling is. I would just hope that he can find it a little quicker than Tobias did. But being almost kind of like how where did Tobias get drafted? What draft pick was he?
He was like 11. I want to say 10 or 11.
So he was 10. Okay, he's 10, and Ousmane Dieng was an 11th round draft pick. Was 11th overall pick in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, their timeline didn't match, and so they said, this doesn't match with us. So I'm hoping we can be the Tobias. We can be that second tier team where Tobias Harris for Ousmane Dieng, where Oos really develops and turns into what we think he can be. And again, it could just be that he's a really, really good pro. I don't know. Huh?
I was off. He's the 19th pick.
Oh, okay. Well,
but it was a 3-team draft trade and something like that. Yeah. So maybe we traded like the 11 for it. Something like that. Dude.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. You get drafted, you go to a team, you don't match with their timeline or match with when they're ready to do things. And that's what happened with Oos, and hopefully he's here. And he can stick, because you see it, man. There's so much talent there. He's got to get consistent and stronger. But the way, again, Devin Booker he's a Hall of Famer, ain't he? Devin Booker's gonna be Hall of Famer, ain't he?
I don't know. I mean, the way they do in your city.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people in the basketball get in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, never mind. We'll wait to look.
He got a 70-point game. He's been to a finals. He has never won an MVP. However you want to say, he is a prolific NBA scorer. And Ousmane Dieng, he's one of the the best scorers in the game today. And Usman Jane went and locked him up for the entire half. So again, I was just really impressed with what he did
I
tonight.
mean, remember Book was averaging 30, I think it was 35 plus points in the month of March already this year.
Oh, it was
Like,
he? That's what I'm saying.
Book was on a heater. So he did a great job. You remember what we traded Tobias Harris for?
No, what was it? He wasn't part of it. He wasn't part of it. No, he didn't go to Detroit first. He
went to the Clippers.
We traded him to the Clippers? Oh, not for JJ
no,
Redick.
to the Magic, to the Magic, to the Magic.
Oh, to the Magic. Oh, for JJ Redick. Okay. Yeah, that didn't work out.
Yikes.
That didn't work out. Will Linquist says no super chat for me, but sent $10 on. He did. Will Linquist out. Let me shout out Will. Will was late trying to get into the shit. You know what I'm talking about. He was late getting into the bracket challenge. But he'd already sent his 10 and was like, hey, I don't know if I'm late or not, but go ahead, hey, take the 10. So appreciate it, Will. Matter of fact, you gonna go in and because I got about 3-4 brackets that didn't pay. So I know I'm gonna eliminate at least one of them. There's at least 2 or 3 of them. So you're going up to, but I want to get a payout as much as we can. So that's what your contribution will be. Because I think I got 2 or 3 that didn't pay, but I'm gonna eliminate at least one, but there might be a couple I let slide and stay in.
While we running through this real quick in the chat, we're gonna wait for Chris King and the homies to come back. But tell us how your bracket's doing too. Let's hear how y'all doing, where y'all standing, how y'all feeling about this stuff.
Well, I'm sitting in 10th right now. I will call out let me call out the leaders real quick in the bracket. Let's see where we at. Of course, I gotta take a second. Let's see. I'm in 10th. My guy Michael Franklin, who actually worked with me at Wells Fargo back when I worked there, he's in first right now. I don't know who NGO2 is. Wow, Mimi03. That is my my mother-in-law sitting in second place. She is killing it. Money Mitch is actually in our fantasy league. Justin, that's Andrew Mitchell. So again, we got some good teams in here, good people in here. Wow, the wife is sitting in 10th as well. How is she doing that? Okay, Dolly, I don't know, man, what's going on?
I'm getting cooked. So I'm getting cooked
by the Crosby. Chris King is in 28th.
So I'm getting cooked by the whole Crosby household because I'm in 26. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah,
I think the dog cooking me too, bro.
I see you in 35th. I don't see 26. I see you in
35th.
Yeah, I see you in 35th, big dog.
Well, homies out in Nebraska, Cornhuskers did that, man.
Yeah. So it's getting rough out there. But again, got a lot of participation this year. So again, we appreciate you guys for joining us in the bracket challenge. And again, we got some good scores. Michael Franklin's in the 97.8 percentile of all brackets. So good stuff from all you guys and some good brackets that we got. But Justin, I did want to, like I said, we ain't gonna be here too long. Did want to address real quick before we get out of here. Wes Edens has some comments as well. He's basically what he boils down to. I don't have the quote in front of me. He said essentially, Giannis is either gonna get extended or he's gonna get traded. Which and someone else pointed this out, but it was a good point from Wes Edens, but I had 2 points on this. One, let you know that they're not gonna let Giannis play out the year, which again would have been stupid. We've been talking about it. Not gonna let him play part of me was like, duh. That doesn't make. Of course, they're not gonna let him play out the year under contract. Like, you're not gonna end up like a LeBron James where you make a decision and we're just trying to keep you back at the end. Like, that's not gonna happen. So there is none of that. You're not gonna try and trade him at the deadline. So no, that's not gonna happen. But 2, and somebody, I can't remember who pointed out, but I think it might have been Clayton. I'm not sure. Somebody pointed out to me. Huh?
Daryl Clayton?
It might have been Daryl Clayton. But what he pointed out to me, and I didn't think about this originally, but it was a great point. Wes Edens got in front of this. Like, I think some people were like, oh, why did he say this? He's done. Wes Edens got in front of it. And this was smart because Giannis has tried to play this game of they may not want me. They may say that they may want to trade me. I don't know. I want to be in Milwaukee forever, but they may make a decision and oh shucks, what am I gonna do if they trade me? Wes Edens basically said, no. We're gonna offer you 4 years, 275. We're gonna offer you an extension, buddy. He put it on the table for everybody to hear. We're gonna offer you an extension, and you're gonna either take the extension or we're gonna trade. This is not like a oh, was the offer on the table? We don't know. No, that money is yours. You can have it. You can have it. You can stay with us for 4 years, 5 years, 275, and we'll be happy with you. Wes Edens got in front of this bad boy. He put Giannis on. Now the ball is back in you're not, because Giannis is trying to push the ball in the Buck court and say, again, this could be, they got to make whatever decision they got to make for their franchise. Whatever's best for their franchise, they may have to do it. They got to trade. I can't do nothing about it. Wes Edens said, no, sir. You're going to make the decision. You're going to make the decision. It's yours to make because we're going to give you a contract. And you can either sign it, and again, at that point, our hands are tied, and there's nothing the organization can do outside of trade him. So I thought, a lot of people, it was like like I see some Steeler face saying water's wet. Yeah, it is, but I do think it was a smart move to get in front of this thing and let the world know that they want Giannis back. They want Giannis back, and you can sign a contract. You stay with us for the rest of your career.
Yeah, it alleviates all the posturing in the media that's been happening all year, eliminates the division in the locker room. Hey, man, I hate to say it, but every time I say something, I turn into the Giannis hater. You know how it goes, Trey. But Giannis been holding the Bucks all year, man. He been holding us around, all this, that. I want to be in Milwaukee. My agent's doing this. My agent's doing that. Bro, you got 275 on the million. On 275 million on the table. What are you going to do? No more. No more of this, that, if it's do the Chris.
Where is Cleese?
No more of that stuff. And I heard he's been talking to Drew Holiday and he likes his leadership and all that type of stuff. Great, fine. We could bring him in next year if his contract. Now, Drew signed for a minute, I believe. But we can make some other moves and stuff like that. However, we're going to give you 275, and then we're going to get this draft pick, and we're going to get a couple other guys to go with you, and we're going to go get another championship. And if you're not here for it, well, we're going to move on. And Lord, what are we going to do after that? Who knows? But at least we have a sense of direction where we're going. You talk a lot of times and you see organizations, they have no sense of direction. God bless the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Miami Heat, and the Cleveland Cavaliers again. That's twice the Cleveland Cavaliers had no direction other than LBJ. We're not going to be putting that in Milwaukee, and I don't think our fans deserve that. And it's good. But now we got to get to a point where Giannis wants to be here as well. He buys in, and we grow together.
100%. No, there's nothing wrong about what you said there, and I don't think that makes you a Giannis hater. I think there's again he has done all those things. He's put things on his agent. He has kind of led to, from a leadership standpoint, he really hasn't led, and he's left things in limbo. And so you have an opportunity to, at the end of the day, he's got to make up his mind. And I think he is. I really think he's torn. I think he's conflicted, and I think he sees like Dirk's career, and he starts to wonder, like, is that my career? That I only have one championship, and that's it. But I can tell you again, like, grass ain't always greener. You can win championship. I do think though, I 100% believe if Giannis wins a championship as a number 2, it's not gonna feel the same. It's just not. That's why KD is out there right now. And here's the thing, KD wasn't even a number 2. The crazy thing is he was the number 1 in Golden State. But it didn't feel like it because he won the 2 MVP. He won the 2 Finals MVP. I'm just saying, my point is he was the best player on the team. He was the best player on the team. However, He didn't get
I hear you.
treated like that by the fans. It was Steph's team. And if you go somewhere, and that's why it's like for Giannis, if you go somewhere and that's not your team, like the Knicks are Brunson's team. Now I guess I will say the difference is they haven't won a title. So it would be maybe it would be a little bit different. But like with Golden State, they had already won. So it didn't. It really didn't hit. And then they won again after him. So again, he was part of it. He went perfect, but and that's why he's still chasing because Houston, well, they haven't won since the 80s. So or was not excuse me 90s. Houston hasn't won since the 90s. So yeah, that would feel like you won them a title. But I look at Jan. If you go to New York, that's not. Again, maybe, but that feels like it's Brunson's team. You go to Golden State, you know it's always Steph's team. You go to San Antonio, you know damn well it's Wemby's team, and you don't even get to play the whole I'm the best guy. Wemby next year, Wemby might be better than Giannis. Wemby runs that franchise. He is that franchise. You're not going to be the best player on that team. That's not your team. That is Wemby's team. Just say, run down the list of teams he could go to. Miami. Now, Miami's not even a sport. They don't even care, dog. You gonna go there and that fan base will only care in the moment, and they will never care again. They only care for the moment. They don't even care about basketball.
It's like going to an Atlanta Falcons football game. It's an event to go and attend. It's a party. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't even cut you
off. Now, Atlanta, when we talk about Atlanta would be a spot. But again, I feel like you're Atlanta. You're basically in the same spot as the Bucks. Maybe they're in a little bit better situation. But Atlanta don't feel like it's in a that they got anything. But I'm just trying to find a scenario where like
what about Philly? Everyone since Dr. J.
Yeah, Philly.
Before I was even born.
Philly would probably work. I just don't know that they have the pieces to make that to be able to do anything. But Philly would at least you would probably feel like that was your team. But again, like I said, well, OKC's already won. That's Shay's team. So I mean, I hear a lot of people talking about the Lakers. Now the Lakers aren't necessarily Luka's team, but the Lakers is more of again you're in an organization that just it's not the same. It is a different stratosphere from like a lore perspective, but it's almost like it has so much history behind it. And I don't know I'm probably not explaining that correctly, but like it doesn't.
Right.
Like
no, you are.
Like even LeBron going, it just feels like LeBron was in a long line of Lakers that was great. Like Kobe feels almost like the last like Laker, like because again Kobe's young. Like I feel like if you go at this point in your career, you're just going to LA and winning the championship in LA. You're not like fortifying your career in LA and like, oh, I'm gonna be the next guy on this pedestal. I don't know. I'm just saying. My point is, I just don't. I'll be honest with you. There's just not a lot of places in the league that I feel like Giannis is going to be that guy, and it's gonna feel like, oh, I won a title, or I'm the reason. I'm the main drive point. Everybody's gonna gravitate to me. Look what I did. I don't see a lot of places where it makes sense unless you're going to start over. And if you're starting over, you might as well be with the Bucks. Like everybody's like, oh, Brooklyn. Well, what the hell's Brooklyn got? Again, I'm just saying. That's how I see things. And the other point though, Justin, the other point is I saw Ramona Shelburne or whatever saying she had an article like, oh well, have the Bucks lost they didn't trade Giannis at peak time, so is his value going down? And my first thought was, okay, here's the media. Media's gonna try and play that game of has Giannis' value decreased? Okay, well, we're gonna play that game. If you truly believe that, then why would any of these teams give Giannis a max deal? And if there's a question about whether everybody would give Giannis a max deal, then does it make more financial sense for Giannis to stay in Milwaukee?
It most certainly does. The only thing that I would push back on is I think if he won, because it's been so long, I believe Willis Reed was the last time they won a championship in New York. Well before, I mean, that's when our parents were looking at potentially getting through high school and stuff like that. And winning one in the Garden might be different just because of the stature and the legends that come to watch the game. That'd be crazy. But everything else, I'm 100% agreeing with you on. The only other place where you could see him going, and they don't have the draft capital to give it, but the team we just beat tonight. If he went and pushed that Phoenix Suns team over the hump and got their first championship there, potentially, maybe.
But here, well,
But
my only question is, that's a good point, King is to stop it if Giannis won championship in New York. I agree. I can get down with that. My questions are for both of those teams: is that Devin Booker's team? Is that Jalen Brunson's team? Because what I'm saying is, if the fans associate the New York Knicks with Jalen Brunson, let me tell you something. As good as Chris Middleton was, we love Chris Middleton. He's not Giannis. He's not Giannis. As good as KD was with Golden State, he's not Steph Curry to them. Rarely do you get two people. Now, I would say the two people, the time that has happened, you could probably say with Kobe and Shaq. You could probably do it with Kobe and Shaq.
Pippen, maybe.
Pippen don't get the same love as Jordan. Come on now.
Well, that's because
I'm talking about who gets the love. I'm not saying Pippen wasn't important. I'm saying who gets the love. Pippen don't get the same love as Jordan.
Pippen got
Jordan's team.
Pippen got the love.
Pippen's bitter right now.
Right,
he seems bitter as hell.
He got a lot more love before his wife and all the bitterness came out. Like he got a lot more. So I agree with
Justin. Last Dance didn't have Pippen narrating the whole. That was Jordan's Last Dance. That wasn't Last Dance wasn't about Pippen. That was a Jordan document. That wasn't no Pippen.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, but so with Pippen, in Pippen's case, right, it's hard to be with arguably the greatest player of all time. However, I'm going to say this about Giannis, and I completely agree with you. When you go back to that Golden State team, though, KD sometimes is forgotten on that team.
Of course. And he won Finals MVP.
It's Clay.
Justin, I give you another one. That people in Boston, who do they associate with being the man on their team? That's
Jason
Tatum's
Tatum.
team. Jalen Brown won Finals. Jalen Brown outplayed him in the playoffs. Jalen Brown, I believe, didn't he win the Eastern Conference Finals MVP too?
He sure did.
He won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and he won the Finals MVP. And Boston fans will tell you that's Jason Tatum's team. It is very rare that people go, this is a 1-2 punch. That's because Kobe was averaging 30 and Shaq was averaging 30. You can do it like that, okay. My question is, for New York, is it if they associate that team with Brunson, they're gonna say thank you, Giannis, for helping Brunson get over the hump. Just like Drew Holiday's now he was number 3 is different, but yeah, Drew Holiday's not that. It was thank you, Drew, for helping us. I do it. I do this all day long. I give you another one, Justin. If Damian Lillard came here and won a championship, do you think we would have said, Damian Lillard's but he the reason we won? No. We would have said, thank you for helping us. Giannis got us another title. That's what would have happened. I'm telling you, because that's how I would have felt. I would have never, I'm not saying I would have gave Dame credit if it worked, but I wouldn't have came out and be like, Damian Lillard, the only reason why? Hell no. Giannis won another title. Thank you for Dame for being a supporting cast and being a guy who can hit shots in the clutch and all that kind of stuff. That's Giannis. That's another title for Giannis, best player of all time. That's what I would have done.
Boy, that would have been nice too. Lord, that would have been nice. But I mean, and to prove your point, I'm not disagreeing with that. I just push back on the next one. Would it be Brunson's team? I mean, that's a great question, and it's hard to answer. I'm gonna ask my partner that's a huge Knicks fan, how would he feel about that? I mean, I'm sure them boys is so much in a drought in New York, they just looking to get a championship. But your point about Middleton is so great. It's so on point because when you think about Gilbert Arenas, I'm Gil's Arena. Brandon Jennings was the one fighting for Chris Middleton's respect on that show because Gil was dogging him, talking about he was so much better than him. And Brandon was like, wait, no, hold on. Like, you have no idea who Cash Money Middleton is. And remember, that was a big argument a couple years ago when their podcast first started. So you're absolutely right. It is truthfully, and Giannis, look, man, they said it on a Hove said it on the song, and it was at the end of a Future and Chris Brown song. You can either, what was it? You can be a hero or die being a villain. Which one do you want, Giannis? You stay here, you win or not? Yeah, the national media, Kendrick Perkins, he's going to have so much to say. How many championships he win?
Right. Well, he did win it.
He won one, right?
Yeah.
And what option was he on that team? 12?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you're going to have dudes like that says Stephen A. Smith. You're going to have Ramona Shelburne. You're going to have this national pundit, that national pundit say that. But you know what? In Milwaukee, you'll be a god forever. You can go nowhere and buy. Now, they may have better Greek delis in Brooklyn. They may have this in Phoenix that looks attractive. They may have that. But your home is Milwaukee. And it is so rooted in Milwaukee. I think people don't realize a lot of this stuff. They're talking about a lot of it on the Bucks broadcast, some of it at least. You realize, and we've talked about the Bucks ownership group getting his entire family citizenship. Got that boy from Dominican high school out to Dayton so Chris King could come on with us and be with us like he's supposed to, right? But what's even deeper, what I found out tonight, and I didn't know this, maybe you knew this, Vin Baker married him and Mariah. Another tie to Milwaukee. So, Giannis, your best choice in life, in my opinion. Regardless, if you force a trade after that, yeah, it's going to sting. We're going to hate. You're a fool for not signing $275, though. We're the only ones that can give it to you right now. And real quick, before we go any further, want to make sure we shout out Vin Baker. They're building an athletic complex at University of Hartford University, whatever he played in Connecticut, because he was the best player there of all time, and they attributed it to his trials and tribulations as he went through. I just want to make sure we got that out there tonight too. That's a good thing that Lisa and Marcus brought up tonight, and I thought it's absolutely amazing, man. Vin Baker, if you don't know his story, go look it up. He's an absolute hero.
Still a face wilding. But I got this quote from Oos. Oos said they talked about guarding Devin Booker. He said, I just love the challenge of guarding those players. Wasn't my best night offensively, so just trying to make winning plays on defensive end. He's great at getting fouls and getting to the free throw line. Just trying to show my hands, guarding with my chest, and that's it. I thought, again, Oos did a great job defensively. All right, let's go. Let's
maybe
go ahead.
Maybe Giannis, and we look at Giannis and we say Giannis tries to make a lot of moves and stuff like that, but maybe it isn't a bad decision. Call me crazy. To bring Drew back at the right price to help mentor some of these young offensive two-way players that we have on this team. Because Drew Holiday in his prime was one of them. Now, I'm not saying you throw the bag at him, but just a thought.
Drew's been playing well. I don't know what his contract situation is like. All right, let's go to Twitter, see what Twitter's got to say tonight. At Porque No Gooey says, I spent the last 2 weeks with my newborn son sleeping on me watching these games. I teared up tonight. Kuz is so up and down in miles, man. ... Porque No Gooey up with his newborn son. Congratulations, first off. But this is how much this team means. He's tearing up watching the Bucks out in the desert, middle of the night, on a team that's not even gonna make the play-in. So good for him. Go ahead.
That's a house of horrors for us too, by the way.
Yeah, and it hasn't for a long time. That used to be the boogeyman. And I remember what year was that? Chris hit a 3-ball, like at the buzzer, they like bounced around. I remember that one too. Drew Barringer says, good to see some guys play well. Could have loved it, but would have loved the loss as well. Get out of here. At Sunk 345 says, is it possible for the Bucks to lose from here on out? How the Bucks win? People asking to lose. Come on, y'all. At Yuli Zuli says, buy some more Rollins stock. A couple more here. At Mason V6 884 says, MVP should be getting minutes over Sims, Kuz, and Bobby Portis. At E-Ride 99 says probably the best Rollins game of the year. The game is really starting to slow down for him. If he can make that jump shot more consistent, he'll be a problem for sure. And at whomst of ever says Miles Turner is still a bum. Lamitas says, would you trade Turner in the offseason for the right price? For the right price? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing in me that's like, oh, I gotta have Miles Turner around here. All right, let's do game balls tonight. We'll just do two. Make it quick. Game ball tonight for me. I'm gonna go Rollins. I could have went Jang, but I'm gonna go Rollins. 26, 10, and 7, 3 steals, 10 and 19 for him, with 3 of 7 from the 3-point line, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Again, 3 turnovers. He was a +6 on the night. Ryan Rollins gets my game ball, aka Rhino, aka Rilo, aka Mr. Light Skin, aka What Up, Doe, aka Detroit's finest, aka I might be on BMF next year, aka we stole a victory out in the desert.
AKA put them Bucks on though.
Yeah.
It's a multitude of one thing I agree with Doc Rivers tonight, man. You could go to everyone on this team tonight. I thought everyone that touched the floor. Well, let's not go everyone. A good majority of the guys that touched the floor tonight did a great job. Rollins was great. Oos was great. But I'm going to go to a guy that doesn't have the stat column as much as what you would see for some of these other guys. Is not taking anything away from Oos or anything else like that. I'm going to go to my guy, Playboy Pete Nance, man.
Okay.
And I kind of alluded to it earlier on in the show. He made a couple high IQ basketball plays that kind of significantly got us this win. The fact that when he got that rebound, dribbling that ball out and making sure, knocking down a shot from the top of the key when the game looked like it was kind of getting out of whack for us, I thought Pete was phenomenal. And I think if you take Pete's performance along with about 6 or 7 other guys, this is going the other way, man. It's a sunken ship for us. So, AKA smartest guy in the room, Mr. Pete Nance, AKA Northwestern's greatest, AKA I play more than my brother, AKA when I get this contract from the Bucks, I might play more than my daddy, AKA the best Nance is soon to be written.
Strong AKAs there. It's very strong. All right, good stuff. A 108-105 victory for your Milwaukee Bucks. Like I said, we won't be too long on the look around here. Thunder beat the Wizards tonight. A big fight in that game. 132-111. Hornets beat the Grizzlies 124-101. Lakers beat the Magic. Luke Kennard with a game-winning 3 there. Did you see? I think Luka got teched up. They're going to try and get it rescinded. They're hoping to get it rescinded. Apparently, go guy, what's his name? What's the man? Batadze. Apparently said he's going to F Luka's family. There's a whole big mess about that, which in turn is what made Luka get a technical foul. So we'll see what happens. He's supposed to be suspended for the next game. I believe they play Cleveland or Detroit. I don't know. But
they're in a dogfight.
Huh?
They're in a dogfight out west too.
Yeah, they're in a dogfight out west. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that technical foul. Cleveland gets a win over the Pelicans. Something's up with Cleveland. 111-106. They squeaked by over New Orleans. 20 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds for James Harden. Hawks beat the Warriors. Warriors are struggling here, but the Hawks get a dub. Let me see. Dyson Daniels, 28, 6, and 7, 4 steals. Okay, your boy didn't play, but so that's a good win for Atlanta. Rockets beat the Heat. I believe it was a Amen Thompson game winner layup to get the dub there. Spurs beat the Pacers. Spurs 53-18. They are a force to be reckoned with out there in the West. Victor Wembanyama 20 points, 28 and 6. Harper 24-4. De'Aaron Fox 14 and 7. So good stuff for those guys. Let's see who else played tonight. Clippers beat the Mavericks. 76ers beat the Jazz 126-116. Let's just look at the standings. I know the Bucks don't have anything going there. Again, a lot of people do want the Bucks
game already.
Huh?
You did the Hornets?
Yeah, they won.
Okay.
Bucks. So really, what we're looking at when I look at the standings, Bucks are a game in front of Chicago. Which again, if the Bucks can fall back and not be ahead of Chicago, that would I believe that would give them a 4% better chance of getting a one overall pick. They're not getting a one overall pick. But we'll see what is happening with that. Charlotte again. Wow, Atlanta is now in sixth. Wow. So
Are they?
Atlanta's 39-32 there, and they're in sixth. Good for them. Wow, they could potentially climb up. They're a game out of fifth, so Atlanta could get the fifth spot here if they could continue to play well. Charlotte 37-34. We'll see if they can climb their way into like I said, they're a couple games. Charlotte's only 2 games out of 6 themselves. So again, you could see Charlotte is 3 games out of 5th. So you could 5 through. That's crazy. 5 through 10 is really up for grabs in the East right now. So that's good stuff. Again, what I say is you do see a lot of times, this gets a little closer. Again, the Bucks have 3-7 in their last 10. If they play a little bit better around 500, you could have maybe seen them sneaking into play or something. But again, this year is a good playing group in the East where all 10 the top 10 teams are going to be probably at least 4 or 5 games over 500 at the very least. In the West here, Lakers up to third, which is pretty good for them. Houston sitting in fourth. So the top 6 is pretty much determined. And really the play-in is pretty determined as well. Phoenix is probably squarely in 7th. You can have some flip between the Clippers and Portland at 8 and 9. And then Golden State will get into the play-in, but they're 5 games under 500. I don't see Golden State. I mean, again, I don't know if they play Portland. Maybe you get a hot Steph Curry game if he comes back, but I mean, it's not gonna be much there. And again, I don't think anybody from play-in is really making any noise in the West. I don't think anybody from play-in is really gonna make any noise in the East either. Philly, Orlando. I just don't see any of those. Well, I don't know. Kay Cunningham has a collapse along, so we'll see if that keeps him out. Maybe that'll be different.
And
For
Charlotte
him.
7.
Charlotte's 8. Charlotte's 10 right now.
Yeah, you don't want to play these Hornets right now. They could that'd be the only team I see in that play-in game that could really jump up and get to that 8th spot, and they'd get those Pistons allegedly.
Yeah. But again, Pistons have Cade, who has a collapse lung. So there's like I said, if the Pistons, if Cade is either not there or he's hampered, that could get interesting. Because Pistons ain't going nowhere without Cade. So
For sure. But we did see those Hornets. If Boston jumps Detroit, we did see those Hornets go there and kind of put a little butt whooping on the Boston Celtics in Boston. I think it was like a 25, 30-point win. But that is a pre-Jason Tatum, and I think Tatum kind of brings a different energy. But I mean, you've done a lot of talking earlier on in the year about who we should retire, who we shouldn't retire to the rafters, right? And it was no Chris Middleton. It was no this guy. No.
I said Chris can go in the rafters. I said he shouldn't. Chris can go in the rafters for sure.
What about Brooke?
No.
Okay. Because I'm looking at where you live again?
Charlotte.
Yeah. What, downtown, uptown? Which one?
You got my Dale Curry?
Yeah. I'm just looking. Dale Curry. They retired his number. That's cute. What did he do to?
That's what happens when you don't have a lot. Because I believe the only number retired in Charlotte is Bobby Fields. Yeah, and
so.
Right, and so that's the same thing. Because what doesn't OKC? They got Nick Collison up there. Who is it? Nick Collison they retired.
You might be right.
And it's like one of the things where now you look stupid putting Nick because Shea gonna go up there, and now why? That's what I'm saying. Why is Nick Collison getting the same love as a Shea Gillis? How do they have the same honor? So again, hopefully Shea he got to get a statue, but it's like, come on, man.
Because when you look at Dell's career, and Dell's he's a great broadcaster, but when you look at his NBA, is Robert Horry retired anywhere? No All-Stars, no nothing. His only contribution to All-Star Weekend, what is it?
No, go ahead.
Was a 3-point contest, and then playing with his kids. So when you think about Dell's best contribution to Charlotte was birthing them kids and having played Charlotte basketball for high school, and then Steph going on and putting Davidson on the map. And it's no hate because Dell Curry was a buck for a blink of an eye. But I'm just like, Charlotte, what we doing? Like, if you're gonna put guys in the rafters, Larry Johnson should be there first. Alonzo Mourning should have been there. They're at least all-stars for your team. Muggsy Bogues, and I'd be iffy on Muggsy. I understand Bobby Fields. That's a completely different situation, and I completely agree with it. But Dell, man, like, I'm cool with the bobblehead nights and all that, bro. But like, retiring that man's number, no one else can wear 30 in Charlotte ever. That's
Well, you heard what
crazy.
Steph said. Steph said Dale said Dale said if Steph ever comes, I would probably let 30 go for Steph. So maybe they trying to get, who knows, end of career Steph Curry. Could he go for a year or two by a Con Knipple led Charlotte Hornets? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be interesting, man. He'd have that Tony Parker thing. Hey, Monica, Bob Lanier is top 75 at 75. Like Bob was Bob was top 50 at 50. Bob is a Hall of Famer.
I ain't gonna. McLaughlin don't need. There's some guys don't need.
Oh, McLaughlin's a Hall of Famer too. Chill out,
Guys
yo.
don't need to be up there. I'm just letting you know.
McLaughlin was a viable piece on a championship team.
And so was Brook Lopez.
Put him up there.
No.
If Dale can get up in Charlotte,
yeah, I don't want to be Charlotte. I don't. Right. There's the reason Dale's up in Charlotte because they don't have nobody else to put up there. That's why
Brooke,
they don't have nobody to put up there.
When Brook retires, we should agree he should go up in Brooklyn.
No, I don't think he should go up there either. But I can see Brooklyn doing it because they don't have nobody else to do it for. And that's the thing. People get desperate because everybody got to have a tribute video, and they're desperate to say we got somebody's jersey retired, and that's all it is. That's all it is. Just like the OKC, OKC, all you had to do was wait a little bit longer. You could have put, and you have a clear guy that you're gonna be able to put in the rafters. But they so pressed to put somebody up there, to put a jersey up there, to have a retirement night. You so pressed to do it that you end up throwing up Nick Collison, whatever it was, and you could have just waited on Shea. But anyway,
couple few of them. The Williams kid. What's a big white guy?
Chet.
Yeah, Chet too. He might have been able to be up there. Like, I mean, I just feel like if you go in the rafters, you should at least be an all-star for the franchise while you're up there.
To me, to go into the rafters. See, I have a different criteria. That's why I kind of like how. So I think about the Panthers, right? Now the Panthers have started this. Now what they do is they've started this ring of honor, and they have started to add to put some more people in to add, because they didn't used to do it, but they are starting. Like I think, like to me, if you were, and because I think now the difference with David Tepper is he doesn't like retiring jerseys because he came from Pittsburgh. They didn't do it in Pittsburgh. So, but like to me, if you were to like to me the criteria should be you've either, if you didn't win a championship, you got to win MVP. To get your jersey retired, you have to have won an MVP. That would be my criteria, and that's why you wouldn't have to do all these debates over who's going in, who's not. If you've won a championship, then you could have that discussion over what members of the championship team go. And for me, if you're talking about this 2021 team, it would be Chris Middleton and Giannis. That would be it. You have a discussion on Drew, but it's probably not happening. It would be Chris Middleton and Giannis. Outside of that, to get in, you need to win the MVP, which means if Giannis hadn't won a championship, Giannis would have been eligible. And that's just how I would have done it. And that way you win. There's no debate. Did you win MVP? No, it's like you go to these flow charts. I do it at work all the time. Did you XYZ? No. Then stop. Yes. All right, go to legal. That's how. Yes, go on the Raptors. No, there's no question. You didn't win MVP. Did you win a championship? Yes. We can have a discussion. Did you win MVP and not win a championship? No. No discussion. That's it.
I think, and that's cute what your Panthers do. And I mean, y'all really trying to get a history. When you look at a team that's been around forever that has multiple world champions and stuff like that, it's two criterias, right? Two criterias going to the Green Bay Packer wall ring honor. And we got like 6 or 7 names up there with all you got to be a Hall of Famer and a champion. If you're not both of those, you can't do it.
Well, that's the other one. I guess that could get you. If you're a Hall of Famer, you could get in that way too. That's why. So yeah, you get like Marcus Johnson. If he's gonna get the Hall of Fame, you have a case.
But I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I'm sure if we had any Charlotte folks that listen to this that are Hornets fans and stuff like that, they'd be upset. No Stray said that his jersey got retired because he created Steph Curry, which is that's basically the point. We were kind of getting at a little bit, but it's a great night, bro. All I got, man, we won. Hey, I'm with you, man. I'm cheering for wins. I don't get into that ping pong ball BS because we got to think about it. If we get that number 1 pick, it's snatched regardless. So we don't want 2 or higher. We want to get 1 back or whatever the Pelicans get.
Yep.
At a minimum.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for. All right, let's call it right there. I got a lot to talk about. We'll talk about it again at another time. But again, a lot of stuff. 154 on the East Coast. We appreciate, man, we had a decent number of people in the chat tonight, so we appreciate you all for joining us and sticking with us tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate it. If you like that Bucks win, hit that like button on your way out. If you didn't hit it on the way in, all the people who listened in and watched in, again, we appreciate it. Whether you watched on Twitter, YouTube, big screen TV, your phone, or your computer, we appreciate it 100%. Again, just keep rocking with us. With 13 more games left, something like that left in this season, and we'll be here riding this thing out. But tonight was a good one. It's a win for the Bucks, 108-105 over the Phoenix Suns. Again, we thank you for watching. Hit that like button on the way out. What else I got? I'm trying to think. I'm losing it. All right, I don't got nothing. No, I ain't there yet. Hold up. I'm gonna get it back.
I'll take no Wood Nichols.
No, I ain't there yet either. Oh yeah. Like, follow, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the Crimson Cross. It is the best one supposed to be on all of the land. This has been a Cream City Media Group from the Guru sir.
Justin.
If I am your enemy, it's only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no Wood Nichols. Look what I found. Courage.